Hi friends, I want to come on here and talk to you about how you can become um, more healthy in your daily life. So I'm talking about, chemical-free supplies, eating the highest quality grass-fed meat and organic produce and all that stuff because being on a budget and trying to be healthier is very overwhelming because we all know these things typically cost more money. Of course, there's tricks around getting good deals, and I'm all about a good deal, but that is for a different vlog. So I want to talk to you first about how you can ease into that without overspending on money or feeling too overwhelmed or trying to do it all. I don't think the answer is going all in unless you feel really comfortable with it, you're ready to go all in, and you have the funds available to do so. But if you're on a budget like I am, it's just not going to happen all at once anyway. So let's start with talking about your groceries. And when you go to the grocery store, you have so many options. There's organic produce and non-organic produce. There's the grass-fed beef and the regular non-grass-fed beef. There's organic natural peanut butter and then non-organic natural peanut butter. And there's so many choices out there. So you really have to do your research. I actually, friends of mine have a blog post on, how to determine if something is actually quality. So you're spending the money on the right thing instead of overpaying on something that's not that great anyway, because you don't want to just waste your money that way. So I will link to that below. But when it comes down to it, you just have to pick and choose. You're at the grocery store. What is, like, what do you eat the most of? You can just think of certain things like, okay, I'm gonna go all in on, I don't know if you eat or you cook with coconut oil, but you could make the decision like, okay, I cook a lot with this, I use it a lot, I am going to buy the best quality of this, and then I'm going to, buy lesser quality of my meat because maybe I don't eat that as much. So that's kind of like a way, if you're at the grocery store, think about the things that you use the most and invest more in that because you're eating it more often. It's going to have a bigger impact on your health because it is something that you use more often. So having high quality of that thing can be really helpful. Now, when it comes to produce, I know a lot of people say, if it's something like oranges where you're gonna peel them, then don't worry about going organic or whatever with them because it doesn't really matter. The pesticides, you're peeling them off anyway. I'm not too familiar with all of this, just to let you know. But from other people, I've heard that you can, if you're going to be eating the outside of the fruit or vegetable, then go with the organic. And so that's kind of how you can pick and choose what to get organic in the produce section. So that's my best tips for the grocery store. Like, really pick and choose. You don't have to just go all in and do everything at once if you can't afford it. I mean, even the smallest little things can really go a long way in your health, and you're just making better choices. And you know what? Don't feel bad if you're not buying the top quality grass-fed beef. That is still regular ordinary beef that's not grass-fed is still better than candy bars. So you just have to look at it that way. You're making a healthier choice than what you were previously, and that's all that really matters. When it comes to like chemical free things in your house, maybe cleaning supplies, makeup, and whatnot, I'm actually going to talk mostly about makeup because that's where I'm at. That's what I'm working on. I used to wear a ton of makeup, all over my face, foundation, and I no longer do that because, I just want to cut back on how much I'm putting on my face. I actually have a really great blog post on chemical-free makeup that is affordable. It's by PYT. I talk all about it in another post, so I'll link that. But that stuff is great. And when choosing chemical-free makeup, again, you don't have to go all in and buy all new makeup. That's expensive. Don't do that. Think about what are you using most? And for me, it was like foundation, right? Because it goes right on your face and you use a lot of it. So that was like the number one thing that I want to get from PYT. Now, eyebrow pencil, I wear that every day, but it's just my eyebrows. So I figured it doesn't have as much surface area, right? So that's the way I kind of thought of it, like what I use mostly, like what covers most on my skin, that's what I'm gonna invest in. And my eyeliner is still ordinary cheap eyeliner. It's nothing special. I did like invest in some mascara from PYT because it's, I don't know, my reasoning for that one. But yeah, the foundation was definitely a big one because it covers more area. You might want to think about lotions, maybe deodorant that's a little bit better, which is what I'm working and getting into next. And then you can move on from there. And like once you have quality things, like use it sparingly. You don't need a ton of lotion. Just use enough. You don't need to coat your face in foundation. Just use enough and make it last. And once you have those things, like invest in it little by little and just build it up. Funny story, I actually I'm kind of sensitive to candles, and I used to always buy candles. I actually was able to buy okay, then I bought unscented candles, which were better, but my cats kept burning their tails on them. So I actually found the flameless candles and I switched over to that. I just have to replace the batteries and it's not a big deal. So just something small like that. And as you start like treating your body better, eating healthier, you may notice that you're more you find these sensitivities more. Like I didn't notice I was sensitive to candles before, and now I am. There's chemicals in the candles that burn off, and I get all like stuffy and icky. So you may start discovering those things, and that's a good time to like start making the switch to all natural things. I would like to get into cleaning supplies because that's something like you wipe your counters down and you work on that area and you're just by the area a lot. You get really close to chemicals, and I know when you're cleaning, and I know I can be sensitive to that sometimes, so I would like to work my way into that. But there's like all these things to think about. I guess my message here is just take it one thing at a time, work your way up as you feel comfortable. Don't let anyone else say like, oh, you shouldn't be using that, you shouldn't be using it. No, do your own thing, okay? If you start with makeup, or if you start with food, or whatever it is, just start with one thing, feel really good about making that purchase and using that product. Know that your money is well worth it, and then just move on from there and do what you feel is right for you.